Don't they always say that breakfast is the best part of the day or the most important meal of the day?
I'm trying to get it done. It's crazy. Oh.
Oh, I tell you, there's nothing like a good hearty breakfast when you're camping, particularly when you're boondocking.
I kept hearing birdies.
Most of the campers around Elkmont are camping in tents. We're in our RV, we're boondocking. There's nothing like being able to wake up, start your stove in the RV, and put on some pancakes, eggs, bacon. Now, we used to do that when we tent camped with the Coleman stove we used to bring. So you could still do all that. Just something about doing it in an RV. You know, I always thought it was extra special doing it with tent camping in the good old Coleman stove, which I do kind of miss those days. But it's different with an RV. I don't know, you just feel like you're beating the system when you're in an RV, cooking breakfast on a stove, when there's no power and there's no water, but yet you're sitting there with lights and a stove, you know, hot water. I tell you, waking up in the mountains, in the Smoky Mountains, eating a good hearty breakfast, there really isn't anything like it. Everyone has their way of making their own breakfast when camping. We have ours. Christi's really the cook. I'll do the grilling, but she's the master at whipping up some good old-fashioned pancakes, eggs. She's also gluten sensitive, so that even makes it even more tricky or more difficult, you know, to come up with like pancakes and biscuits and stuff like that. But she's found ways to do it. She's come up with quite the menu when we go camping, so I give her all the credit in the world for the breakfasts. And we're going to eat our hearty breakfast on this morning before we take a nice bike ride around the camp area. Bike rides. You can't beat a nice bike ride around your campground. You know, some of the mountainous campgrounds are a bit too steep to be riding bikes. We found that all three major campgrounds in the Smokies are bike friendly, aren't too steep. There's as many uphills as downhills, but none of them are too steep. Actually, the funnest bike ride we've had was in Cades Cove, but I'll talk about that in another video. But I want to touch on a little somewhat of a secret gem that you can find while you're at Elkmont Campground. So pay attention. You could walk to this special little location, but it's best to either ride a bike or you could even drive your car to it. But here's the deal. When you're in the campground and you ride your bike or drive your car, travel, you go past the check-in kiosk there, the main check-in station, okay, on the main road. You go past that. And about a quarter of a mile, maybe not quite a quarter of a mile up on your left, it almost looks like some sort of a service road or something. There's actually a bridge there that's called the Elkmont Truss Bridge. And it looks like it used to be a little service bridge or something. I'm really not sure where it goes to. But this is a nice little secret spot. Maybe not secret, but the 3 or 4 times we've been to Elkmont Campground, we have had this location to ourselves more often than not. And this is a bridge that goes over the existing running river there in Elkmont. And lots of running water. It is beautiful. You could go, it's serene, you could go, you could kick back. The river runs fairly briskly underneath this bridge. It's a pretty wide area where the water's running here. It's just a beautiful spot just to kind of enjoy the running river.
Rock.
This would even be a good little place if you want to bring your little snack or a little picnic lunch to go and sit and find your little spot down there and sit on the rocks and have a nice quiet lunch there. It's really really beautiful down there. You can really feel like that you're away from things and with nature. It kind of gets you away from the people, from the tourists and all that stuff around there. It's off the beaten path a little bit. Like I say, it looks like a service road, but it actually brings you into, and you can walk down into a big ravine that goes underneath the bridge. Beautiful spot. So check it out, Elkmont Truss Bridge. So hey, stay tuned for our next video where we're going to be taking a nice hike up to the Grotto Falls, or what we think is going to be a nice hike. I'll explain on the next video. See you next time.